Hi, this is Mike, and today is June 9th, 2024, and this is going to be a quick video to answer a very common question. I get several calls during the week about what are the educational requirements for New York notary licensing, and do you meet the 2024 requirements? And there's two groups of people that are watching this video. One are our members that are already licensed, and you should watch this. It should be a little entertaining and short, and you can answer the questions for your coworkers that need to go get licensed now, and maybe friends and family that you would recommend to get licensing in this time of employment, competition, where every office needs a notary, so this turbo boosts any resume, right? So you want to be able to understand what are the requirements, so let's talk about that. So there are two education requirements in the notary license law listed for New York State. So notary public licensing requires, quote, number one, common school education level, unquote, and that is literally written into the notary license law. It could possibly be an exam question, all right? Number two, you have to have displayed that you have knowledge of the notary law and can perform the functions and duties of a notary public, end quote, in the law. And you achieve that by passing the New York State Notary Public License exam. So let's talk about this common school education thing, and then we'll talk about the exam and why so many people fail and how easy it can be to pass if you're in the right situation. So what is common school education level, and how do I prove I have it to the state? What are they going to ask for? Are they going to demand transcripts from me or some kind of a statement about my education? So, in effect, there are numerous definitions of what common school education level is when you search the internet. Now, I did get one of my degrees in education, it happens to be in occupational training and development. That's adult education. That's what I'm doing here. It's been my life's work. So I understood common school education level to be this. It's basically education provided by the public school systems available to all, hence common, hence the word common, right? And that's everywhere in the United States and, of course, in New York. So there are no levels specified, such as kindergarten through 12th grade, for the notary license. A grade school certificate is not required for the notary license. A high school diploma is not required. College is not required for this notary license. You can literally be a high school dropout, and then you don't have to get a GED if you drop out of high school. And I don't look down on anybody that might have dropped out or had a GED or not, because a lot of very intelligent people go a different route. So it doesn't mean anything for you to be judged negatively. So New York State does not require any formal educational proof. And I think that's a great thing because New York State recognizes that, if you display your knowledge on this notary exam, you proved you're above any common school education level. So studying and passing the notary exam satisfies the state that you have acquired the required educational level to perform the duties of a New York State notary public. And for those of you that are already licensed, you passed an exam that, from the statistics I've been able to gather, over 60% fail. Okay, and we have less than 1% in the students I've coached for the last 22 years. And that's because of the educational technique and the attention to detail that we put. And we're going to talk about that. And I'll shamelessly shill my services here because why not? So no degree required, no cap and gown required. So don't feel bad if you dropped out of school. You can still be a New York notary public. Albert Einstein dropped out of school at age 15 and became the discoverer of the theory of relativity. E equals mc squared. I'm sure most of you have heard of him, all right? So yeah, that's somebody who didn't finish common school education. So the second educational requirement is that you study and pass the New York State Notary Public Licensing exam. So currently, the exam still has 40 multiple choice questions. For the 22 years I've been coaching exam prep, it's been 40 multiple choice questions. And you've always had 1 hour to take the exam. That hasn't changed. You still only need a 70% correct to pass. So that means you can miss 12 questions. All right, and our students report finishing their 1 hour exam in as little as 15 to 20 minutes. You'll see that in the reviews that we get. Many of our students are ESL, English as Second Language, and they do very well. And we have many people calling who tried various study methods sold on the internet that caused them to fail. And, I just had a lady again 2 days ago that called. She had failed twice and her job requires it. And she was like, I just come in and I recognize people for their courage after getting bad sources of information. They're getting all this stuff from internet marketers on the internet from out of state, and it's a waste of time for these people and their resources. So you want to make sure there are testimonials that give social proof of the best way to learn if you're going to go on and get licensed. And people used to pick up and study the notary license law booklet, but it's so much more complicated and long now for those of you that have been licensed a long time. So also, you're now required to bring two number 2 lead pencils with you to take the exam, and a $15 fee. Can call me and I'll give more details about that. So the reason people fail the exam is because they are told to read boring materials like the New York State Notary Public License Law. These are literally laws written for people that work with the law. I mean, these are laws literally written for, in attorney language, all right? So it's boring reading materials that cause exam fails. People drift off or they don't even take the exam. They get discouraged. So we've always, recognized the need for that. And what we do is, we help you memorize many things like notary fees, but it's not so much memorizing, it's more recognizing because you're going to get multiple choice. So we do fun activities in our lectures where you're watching our lecture and you're listening and you're not reading all on your own. And you really need to understand the law because they will ask questions that take a little critical thinking. So what we do is we build your critical thinking so that you could understand the law, not just try to memorize it. So this is not an exam where you memorize stuff. This is an exam where you literally need to understand it. So the good news is that when it's multiple choice, you'll recognize the answers more quickly when you had fun. Einstein, in case you haven't noticed, I'm a fan of a guy who dropped out of his common school education, at age 15 and became one of the most famous people in the world. And he said, education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. And, why with child education do they have fun with the kids? Learning is fun. When you love what you do, it's the environment is inspiring, you're safe, and it becomes a healthy addiction, and you're appreciated for who you are. So, my theory on adult education is we're all kids, all right, in adult bodies. We've been through the world. The world has nicked us and beat us up. And why can't we have fun when we learn? All right. Why can't it be fun? It can be fun. And that's my educational technique. And that's why our students are so successful. They hang in there and they get it. Okay. So, why you want to go to our class? You're going to get instant access. It's only $77. Haven't raised the price on this. We developed this over 13 years ago. This is not some Zoom class where you got to be there at a certain time. You control when and where you learn. It works if you're working. It works with your schedule. Some people get it done in one day and take the exam the next day. Other people, they hang out in there. We leave it on for 8 months. 8 months to access to do about 5 hours of training with unlimited practice exams. So over 99% of our students never repeat the class for free if failed. That's our guarantee. And it was over 50,000 students last time I updated this webpage, and it's more than that. So you're going to get free membership in the Notary Association newsletter included, where we have other things in there. And it's basically a video interactive training software where the testing software is interactive with you and gives you feedback, even tells you why you got things right, not only why you got them wrong and what the right answers are. And that's how learning is going to be fun. It's basically gamified, all right? So you want to visit www.howtobecomeanotary.in.new.york.com or call 347-427-9091. Always hit extension 1 to avoid the menu. If you want to see the kind of questions you could have on the exam, we have a sample practice exam on that website. Real quick, it's not enough to get prepped for the state exam. We have notary supplies, testimonials that you want to look at those. And We just today updated, the state just published the new New York notary exam schedules from June through October 2024. So those are good to go. Luckily, they published it for 4 months now into the future, and not just 3 months. And they published it early, before the end of June. So I'm really happy about that. So the website's updated for those new exam schedules. Go ahead and check it out. That exam is walk-in. When I say schedule your exam, you're going to schedule it on your own diary and with your whoever is in your life, your boss, whoever that needs to know when you're going to need time to go to that exam. You could take the exam. It's a 1 hour exam. You can go at lunchtime and you can be back. You don't even need to miss half a day at work because a lot of our students finish it in 15 or 20 minutes. Okay, so as usual, I want you to visit our website, and thanks for watching. We appreciate all of you for spending your valuable time with us. Have a great week, and please like, comment, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.